This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
We know they won't comply with the deal, even if they sign it.
We're rebuilding the national defense stockpile.
The biggest risk of a recession is if we were to have a big pullback in the AI boom.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Beware the weather. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Mark Webster. Here we go again. Yet another round of strong storms making their way across the Family Life listening area this afternoon. Drenching rains, triggering flash flood warnings in a few areas, among them south of Syracuse, southeast of Williamsport, near Harrisburg. Severe thunderstorm warnings last hour. That area of PA as well, within a watch box that's with us until 9 p.m. Kevin Williams' forecast for all of that coming up during this newscast. Though, while we're on the topic, people living in Niagara County, New York, were socked with flooding on July 28th, then again on August 2nd. This woman tells WGRZ.
I'm older, and they had to wake up and hear my sump pump. I looked down, and it was working. Next time I looked, the sump pump wasn't going at all.
They're still cleaning up from flooded basements and homes there. On Thursday, the County Director of Emergency Services announced they've released a form to document damages from the flash flooding events. It's to help state officials make requests for federal disaster relief to help out the people of Niagara County. Well, next to the state of the war and more, Iran is threatening to block U.S. and Israeli commercial and naval ships from the Strait of Hormuz. Iran saying it's negotiating with Oman, not with us. Retired General Jack Keane tells Fox News even if some sort of U.S.-Iran deal eventually gets worked out, it might not really matter.
We know they won't comply with the deal, even if they sign it. So the United States has to go into this clearly knowing full well, let's give this a try, but if the Iranians don't cooperate here, then we have to go back to major combat operations.
President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio at State Department this afternoon to meet with mining industry leaders, but reporters hoping to mine for updates on the war came up pretty empty. Trump did, though, speak on the importance of mining rare earth minerals used in everything from military weapons to automobiles.
We're rebuilding the national defense stockpile and investing more than $12 billion in a brand new strategic mineral reserve. And we're protecting American workers with historic tariffs on foreign copper, aluminum, steel.
He announced more than $100 million in grants to boost American mining schools and training, vowing the U.S. will never be reliant on hostile foreign nations for strategic minerals. A new report says job creation stalled out a bit last month. The government's monthly employment report out today shows no new non-farm payroll jobs added last month. In fact, the Bureau of Labor Statistics says 23,000 jobs were unexpectedly shed. But White House National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett tells Fox there was some positive news buried within the numbers.
The strength is what we've seen before: construction workers, manufacturing workers, and so on. The weakness in this number were really just two things: government workers and a sort of rebound from all the employment we got from the World Cup, because the World Cup was ending.
KPMG chief economist Diane Swonk tells ABC the increasing presence of tech in our economy was a factor, too.
The biggest risk of a recession is if we were to have a big pullback in the AI boom. Not only would that hit wealth effects, but it would also hit the primary sector holding up growth in the U.S. economy. That's the risk when you have sort of one stool holding you up.
All right, next to the Senate, busy day there. No final vote yet, but it appears Todd Blanche has enough yes votes to be confirmed as the next U.S. Attorney General. This after Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy announced plans to vote in favor of confirming the acting AG.
Mr. Blanche is not perfect, and he will tell you this. But the choice is not between perfection and Mr. Blanche. It is between Mr. Blanche and another acting Attorney General who may not run the department effectively under President Trump.
The Senate could put Blanche's nomination to a vote before they break for a 5-week August recess. Blanche, though, is far from the only priority item on the Senate agenda.
The Senate also takes a test vote on a bipartisan bill to avoid a government shutdown this fall, but it will not pass the Save America Act. In fact, it's unclear if the Senate will even entertain a budget framework which could address election security.
Fox's Chad Pergram. Senators did pass a new sanctions bill against Russia and Iran, and there's new leaked U.S. intel out suggesting Russia might try a limited move against NATO over the next few years, anything from cyber attacks to a small incursion into a NATO country to test the alliance's resolve. The legal tango continues over President Trump's White House ballroom project.
In a 2-1 decision, a panel of judges at the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals concluded that President Donald Trump exceeded his own authority when he set out to build a $400 million ballroom at the White House without congressional approval. The majority writing, quote, each president is a temporary tenant, not the owner of the White House, and that only Congress has the right to approve the changes. The ruling doesn't take effect for 2 weeks, and the Trump administration is expected to appeal to the Supreme Court.
ABC's Peter Haralambos. There may be a big victory on the horizon for the pro-life movement. Family Life's Sarah Harnish with details on a private call over the mail-order abortion drug mifepristone.
In a private call recorded and posted online by the prayer group Intercessors for America, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche assured Christian leaders he is preparing to take action to roll back abortion access nationwide. Blanche said the U.S. Justice Department is working hand in hand with federal health agencies, so the Dobbs decision becomes permanent in every state. Currently, pro-life states cannot enforce their laws due to mail-order abortion pills like mifepristone pouring over their borders. Blanche said on the call, quote, "It's taking longer than we want, and we don't have complete victory yet, but we will have victory soon, and it will be permanent." Sarah Harnish, Family Life News.
Thank you, Sarah. Still to come here on the 5 o'clock report, a recap of our top regional stories for you and a moving story about a compassionate police officer's life-saving act. Coming up after Weather with Kevin.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. The sticky weather will stick around for another night and day, and that humidity will generate a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Drier air will infiltrate the region tomorrow night and Sunday, and the result, Sunday will be a fairly pleasant day across the land. Call for tonight, we'll call for a shower, thunderstorm in spots, mainly this evening. Overnight, patchy clouds and some local fog. It'll be a sticky night, low temperatures mid-60s to the lower 70s. Warm and humid tomorrow, variable cloudiness, not a washout. A couple of showers, though, could be a thundery downpour, high temperatures in the 80s. On Sunday, a mix of clouds and sunshine, turning a bit less humid. High temperatures Sunday, upper 70s to the middle 80s.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Checking the stories making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. Well, we told you at the top of the news that more severe storms are making the rounds across New York and PA this afternoon. That comes on the heels of a trio of lightning-related incidents in the Keystone State yesterday. In one, a plane headed to Lehigh Valley International Airport was able to land safely despite being struck by lightning. Airport officials say the passenger plane coming in from Charlotte was blasted by a bolt while inbound to Lehigh Valley. Nobody was injured. Lancaster County officials say one person was hospitalized after being struck by lightning. That happened in an apartment complex during the storms Thursday evening. And a garage fire in York County sparked by a lightning strike as well. First responders called out to a blaze in Peach Bottom Township last night. No injuries reported there. A bridge that crosses the New York State Thruway in the town of Eden, New York, will honor the memory of a Thruway worker hit and killed on I-90 in Chautauqua County a couple of years ago. Officials have dedicated the bridge on Eden Evans Center Road in memory of Thruway Maintenance Supervisor Stephen Ebling.
Every person working on our highways is someone's loved one. They are out there doing important work and keeping our roads and all of us safe. They're maintaining the infrastructure we rely on. I often see Steve's picture on a poster or a graphic at headquarters, one with a huge smile on his face and giving us a thumbs up. That was Steve.
He was struck and killed by a vehicle in November 2024. Ebling also served as a part-time officer with the North Collins, New York Police Department. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says more than 2,000 children have received offers for the state's inaugural 2K class for 2-year-olds. It's a pilot program in New York City, though by 2028, the governor is promising universal K-4 programs statewide, meaning every 4-year-old will have access to a classroom if they want it. 5,700 families families applied for the 2K program. Only a third of them got in. A final push underway to get Kira's Law across the finish line in the Empire State. It's named after 2-year-old Kira Franchetti, who was killed by her father in a murder-suicide 10 years ago. The child's mother is urging Governor Hochul to sign legislation to better protect kids in dangerous custody battles.
I stand before you, calling on Governor Hochul, begging her and asking her with one signature, with a swipe of a pen, to sign Kira's Law, to make this a reality, so that no other child needs to be harmed because of the failures of New York State Family Court.
Jacqueline Franchetti says Kira's Law requires courts to prioritize a child's safety and well-being in custody and visitation proceedings. The measure passed both houses of the New York State Legislature earlier this year. A couple of Pennsylvania grocery store chains are offering measles vaccinations to try to combat the rise of cases in the Keystone State. Giant and Martin's announcing they'll have in-house MMR vaccines in their pharmacies across Pennsylvania. Measles is highly contagious and can lead to serious health complications later. Pennsylvania state troopers will be better equipped to help people with autism thanks to a generous donation from the Collaborative Autism Movement, or CAM, which operates across the Keystone State. CAM donated 445 autism sensory aid bags for police who show up at the scene and find someone with autism on site. The bags are loaded with tools created by the autism community. Krista D'Angelo is president and CEO of CAM.
A weighted blanket, emergency situation cheat sheet. We have headphones, a timer, some fidget items, and a nonverbal communication card in here, so both in English and in Spanish, to help anybody who cannot communicate with the first responders.
Trooper Anthony Petrowski is one of those first responders. He received 100 bags from the group in February and says it has made a big difference.
It's going to help us as first responders, also as criminal investigators, too, to be able to effectively do our job and communicate with individuals that can't communicate the way that we do.
5 bags will be available to troopers at each barracks in the state of PA. And the Rochester Air Show is set to kick off tomorrow. The Golden Knights parachute team on the calendar to showcase the might of the U.S. Army. Sergeant First Class Justin Drake tells WROC.
You'll see a bunch of high-energy, fast-moving parachutes that can travel around 70 to 80 miles per hour. You'll see a large 1,200-square-foot American flag, and you'll actually see a jumper intentionally cut away his parachute to showcase the precision, the teamwork, and the discipline the United States Army has to offer, and how we handle stressful situations. So he will intentionally cut away his parachute.
His team will perform Saturday and Sunday around 11 a.m. or so at the Rochester Air Show at the Frederick Douglass Greater Rochester International Airport. This is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Credit card rewards can feel like easy money. Cash back, travel points, and sign-up bonuses just for using a card. Hi, I'm Rob West with the Faith and Finance Minute. But a strategy called credit card churning, opening cards mainly to capture bonuses, can carry more risk than reward. Multiple cards mean more due dates, fees, credit inquiries, and spending requirements. And one missed payment or an unnecessary purchase can quickly erase the benefit. That doesn't mean rewards are always unwise. If you pay your balance in full, track your spending, and live within a budget, a rewards card can be useful. But rewards should support wise habits, not encourage careless ones. So chase wisdom, not points. If a reward adds temptation, confusion, or debt, leave it behind. Manage your finances wisely with the easy-to-use FaithFi app. Download FaithFi, Faith and Finance from your app store, or learn more at faithfi.com.
Thanks, Rob. Finally at 5, it happened recently on a bridge in Nashville, Tennessee, a scene that could just as easily happen in your hometown. Lieutenant Mike Holtz, first on scene, a man standing at the bridge's edge. His body cam captured it all.
I just want you to feel like you are loved here, because you are. I just want to help you talk through this worst day of your life. And I know it is. Can I shake your hand?
The handshake led to a heartfelt hug and the man getting the help he needed. The officer tells WTVF.
I think law enforcement is a unique profession in that everybody joins for the same reason. It's not to get rich. It's not for fame and fortune. We all sign up because we want to help people.
His compassion is born partly from some hard-won life experience.
Having been a military combat veteran, unfortunately, I've had more experiences than I can count with the brothers that I served with overseas going through mental crisis.
The other big driver behind Lieutenant Holtz's caring attitude, his faith.
At the end of that call, I kind of stepped away from the officers and the counselors that were on scene and just said a short prayer and thanked God for having me in the right place at the right time.
Holtz says encounters like the one captured on his body cameras serve to remind that any of us can and should dare to have those uncomfortable conversations and ask someone how they're really doing.
I love you. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. We're here to love you. We're here to love you.
And that's the world we live in for Friday, August 7th, 2026. Thank you again for joining us. Have a blessed weekend. Talk to somebody. I'm Mark Webster, Family Life News.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.